Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends. Welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, today's Wednesday, February the 28th, 2024. Got a happy birthday shout out going out to Deanna Nash Turner. So, without further ado, here is a birthday shout out for you. Hey, Deanna. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another year gone away. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. I said, hey, Deanna. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. Your happy birthday day today. Hey, Deanna. Happy birthday to you and many, many more. I alrighty then. Shin Show fans, yeah, we got them. Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley. Doug Bell, a.k.a. Steve Clary. And Lori Moore, a.k.a. Lori Taylor, a.k.a. Thumper. Plus, we got my Shin Show Shearer. That's right, she's a fan that's above and beyond the fans. Darla Gilmore Teply. Plus, my Pokey pals, Amanda Sue Little and Julie Regot. Special return posts right now for you two gals. All right, alrighty then, let's jump right on into that weather forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Yeah, today's high temperature was 39 degrees Fahrenheit and abundant sunshine. Sure enough, temperatures nearly steady in the mid to upper 30s with winds west to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight with low temperatures of 23 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow, Thursday, February the 29th, our leap year day, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High temperatures of 53 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south to southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies early, followed by mostly cloudy skies and a few showers later at night. Low temperatures of 33 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain. Friday, March the 1st. The shower is possible early with cloudy skies early, followed by partially clearing skies with high temperatures of 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight with low temperatures of 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for March the 2nd, Saturday, abundant sunshine with very warm temperatures of 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight with low temperatures of 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be south to southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for Sunday, May, March the 3rd, generally sunny skies with high temperatures of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. The winds could gust up over 40 miles per hour. Few clouds from time to time overnight with low temperatures of 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast, March the 4th, Monday that is. Partly cloudy skies early, followed by mostly cloudy skies and a few showers later in the day. Thunderstorms are quite possible. High temperatures of 74 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. A shower or two is possible early with partly cloudy skies later at night. Low temperatures of 43 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 30%. And that, my friends, is your 5 day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What we're going to sing today. Just rock and roll and rippling down your railroad today. How about that? How about song lyrics, The City of New Orleans? Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. About 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks of mail. Well, all along that southbound Odyssey, that train pulls out of Kankakee and rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no names and freight yards full of old black men and graveyards of rusted automobiles. Good morning, America. How are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the one they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles before the day is done. Well, dealing card games with gold men in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass that paper back that folds the bottle. Feel the wheels rumbling neath the floor. And all the sons of Pullman's porters and the sons of the engineers ride their father's magic carpets made of steel. Well, mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America. How are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm that one they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles before the day is done. Well, nighttime on the city of New Orleans. Changing guards in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkens, rolling down to the seas. But all along the towns and people seem to fade to bad dreams, and the steel rail still isn't heard the news. The conductor sings his song again, and passengers will refrain. This train's got those disappearing railroad blues. Good morning, America. How are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the one they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. I said, good morning, America. How are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the one they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Yeah, I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. There you have it. What's going on in St. Charles? Well, we're getting close to March, and so we're going to start getting our March Fest stuff. March the 1st be the first Fridays of the month, so that'll be going on reoccurring down at the Foundry Arts Center. Don't forget to get down there and enjoy all the artists, and whatnot. Plus the St. Charles Symphony Winter Concert Will be at the Darlene Presbyterian Church. And the 15th of March, well, let's see, those are at the Lindenwood. Defiance St. Patrick's Day Festival will be March the 16th at Defiance St. Patrick's Day Festival is in downtown Defiance. So if you like having a little bit of Defiance St. Patrick's Day Festival, we'll head on down there to Defiance, Missouri. Join us on Saturday, March the 16th, for the annual St. Patrick's Day Festival. The day will kick off with a St. Patrick's Day walk run with 5K on the Katy Trail, beginning at and ending at the Good News Brewery Company at 10 a.m. Stick around after the run for the Defiance St. Patrick's Day Parade, beginning at Defiance Ridge Vineyards, and will go through downtown Defiance at noon. Following the parade, we will be having live music by Ed Colson, Darren Hank, and David Green. In addition, we'll be having vendors, food trucks, drinks, and a bounce house, the Bush family horse-drawn beer wagon, and more from our local businesses. So come on down to downtown Defiance at 2886 Highway 94 South, Defiance, Missouri, 63341. Plus, St. Charles St. Peter's Day Parade will be going down Main Street. So that'll be on the 17th. So come on down at 4 p.m. for the free parade on the 17th. City of St. Charles, in participationship with the St. Charles Division of the Ancient Order of the Hibernians, presents the third annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on Main Street. Join us for this fun, family-oriented event celebrating the Irish heritage and the patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick. Free at 4 p.m. down on Main Street. Down on Main Street. Alrighty, there you go. Let's see what else we know. Do we know anything else? Sure, we know other stuff. We know that it's time for story time with TV Grandpa. That's right, story time with TV Grandpa. So, hey kiddos, jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed, wherever it is you rest your sleeping little head, because, well, TV Grandpa is going to lull you off to sleep with another tantalizing story to put your bedtime dreams away. There. Trying to find the stories. We could do Piddle-Ig, but we're not going to. The three Piddle-Igs. No, not the three Piddle-Igs. And not Cinderella. No, why? Trying to find one. There it is. The Emperor's New Clothes. More political of a story than anything else, that's for sure. But we're going to do it anyway because we like it. Many years ago, there was an emperor who was so excessively fond of new clothes that he spent all his money in dress. He did not trouble himself in the least about his soldiers, nor did he care to go either to the theater or the chase, except for the opportunity then to afford him to display his new clothing. He had a different suit for each hour of the day, and as of any other king or emperor, one is accustomed to say, he is sitting in council. It was always said of him, the emperor is sitting in his wardrobe. Time passed merely in the large town, which was his capital. Strangers arrived every day at the court. Well, one day, two rogues, calling themselves weavers, made their appearance. They gave out that they knew how to weave stuffs of the most beautiful colors and elaborate patterns, the clothes manufactured from which should have the wonderful properties of remaining invisible to everyone who was unfit for the office he held, or who was extraordinarily simple in character. Well, these must indeed be splendid clothes, thought the emperor, and had I such a suit, I might at once find out what men in my realm are unfit for their office, and also be able to distinguish the wise from the foolish. This stuff must be woven for me immediately. And he caused large sums of money to be given to both the weavers in order that they might begin their work directly. And so the two uh, pretend weavers set up two looms and effectively uh, to work very busily, although in reality they did nothing at all. They asked for the most delicate silks and the purest gold threads, but both went right into their knapsacks, and then they continued their pretend work at the empty looms until late at night. I should like to know how the weavers are getting along with my new clothes, said the emperor to himself after some little bit of time had passed. So he was, however, rather embarrassed when he remembered that a simpleton or one unfit for his office would be unable to see the manufactured goods. To be sure, he thought he had nothing to risk in his own person, but yet he would prefer sending somebody else to bring him intelligence about the weavers and their work before he troubled himself in the affair. All the people throughout the city had heard of the wonderful properties of the clothes that was to possess, and all were anxious to learn more about how wise or how ignorant their neighbors might be proven to be. Well, I will send my faithful old minister to the weavers, said the emperor at last, and after some deliberation. He will be best able to see how the clothes look, for he is a man of sense, and no one can be more suitable for his office than he. And so the faithful old minister went into the hall where the knives were working with might, with all their might, at their empty looms. What can be the meaning of this? thought the old man, opening his eyes very wide. I cannot discover the least bit of thread on the looms. However, he did not express his thoughts out loud. The impostors requested him very cautious, cheer- courteously to be so good as to come near their looms. And then they asked him whether the design pleased him and or whether the colors were not very beautiful. At the same time, that they pointed to the empty looms. Now the poor old minister looked and looked, but he could not discover anything on the looms for a very good reason. Vis-a-vis, they were there was nothing there. Wait, thought he again. It is impossible that I am a simpleton. I have never thought so myself, and no one must know it. Now, if I am so, can it be that I am unfit for my office? No, that must not be said either. I will never confess that I could not see the stuffs. Well, Sir Minister, said one of the knaves, still pretending to work, you did not say whether the stuffs pleased you. Oh, it's excellent, replied the minister, looking at the loom though through his spectacles. The pattern and the colors, yes, yes. I will tell the emperor without delay how very beautiful I think of them. Well, we shall be much obliged to you, said the impostors, and they named the different colors and described the patterns of the pretend stuff. The old minister listened attentively to their words in order that he might repeat them to the emperor. And then the knaves asked for more silk and gold, saying that it was necessary to complete what they had begun. However, they put all that was given to them right into their knapsacks and continued to work with as much apparent diligence as before at their empty looms. Well, the emperor now sent another officer of his court to see how the men were getting along and to ascertain whether the cloth would soon be ready. Now, it was just the same with the gentleman as with the minister. He surveyed the looms on all sides, but could see nothing at all but the empty frames. Does not the stuffs appear as beautiful to you as they did to your lord the minister? Asked the impostor uh, of the emperor's second ambassador, and at the same time making the same gestures as before, and taking and talking of the signs and the colors which were not there. I certainly am not stupid, thought the messenger. It must be that I am not fit for my good, profitable office. That is very odd, however. No one should know anything about it, and accordingly, he praised the stuff that he could not see, and declared that he was delighted with both the colors and the patterns. Indeed, please your imperial majesty, said he to his sovereign when he returned, and the cloth which the weavers are preparing is extraordinarily magnificent. And now the emperor himself wished to see the costly manufacture. Now, while it was still in the loom, accompanied by a select number of officials of the court, among whom were two honest men, he had already admired the cloth. He went to the crafty impostors, who, as soon as they were aware of the emperor's approach, went on working more diligently than ever, although they still did not pass a single thread through the loom. It is not the work absolutely magnificent, said the two officers of the crown already mentioned, and if your majesty will only be pleased to look at it, what a splendid design, what glorious colors, and at the same time they pointed to the empty frames, for they imagined that everyone else could see the exquisite pieces of workmanship. How is this? Said the emperor to himself. I can see nothing. This indeed is a terrible affair. I am a simpleton, or am I unfit to be an emperor? That would be the worst thing that could ever happen. Oh, the clothes, the cloth is charming, said he aloud. It has my complete appreciation. And he smiled most graciously and looked closely at the empty looms, for no one, on no account, would he be would he say that he could not see what the two officers of his court had praised so much. All his routine now all his routine now strained their eyes, hoping to discover something on the looms, but they could see no more than the others. Nevertheless, they all exclaimed, "Oh, how beautiful!" and advised His Majesty to have some new clothes made from this splendid material for the approaching procession. Magnificent, charming, excellent resound on all sides, and everyone was uncommonly gay, while the emperor shared in the general satisfaction and pres- presented the impostors with the riband and an order of knighthood to be worn in their buttonholes, and the title of gentlemen weavers. The rogues sat up the whole of the night before the day of which the procession was to take place, and had 16 lighted burning candles, so that everyone might see how anxiously they were working to finish the emperor's new suit. They pretended to roll the cloth off of the loom, cut the air with the scissors, and sewed with needles without any thread in them. See, cried they, at last the emperor's new clothes are ready. And now the emperor was at the grandees of his court, and he came to the weavers, and the rogues raised their arms as in the act of holding something up, saying, "Here you are, Majesty, trousers, and here are the scarves. Here is the material, the whole suit, as light as a cobweb. One might find one has nothing on at all when dressed in it. That, however, is the greatest virtue of this delicate cloth." Yes, indeed, said the courtiers, although no one and not one of them could see anything of the exquisite manufacture. If your imperial majesty will be gracious, please to take off your clothes, and we will fit on the new suit in front of the looking glass, while the emperor was accordingly undressed, and the robes pretended to array him in his new stuffs. The emperor, turning around from side to side before the looking glass, how splendid has His Majesty looks in the new clothes, and how will they fit? Everyone cried out, "What a design! What colors! These are indeed royal robes." The canopy, which is in the borne over your Majesty, and the procession is waiting, announced the chief minister of the ceremonies. "I am quite ready," answered the emperor. "Do my new clothes fit well?" asked he, turning himself round again before the looking glass, in order that he might appear to be examining his handsome suit, while the lord of the bedchamber, who were to carry his Majesty's train, felt about on the ground for it, as if they were lifting up the ends of the mantle, and they pretended to be carrying something, for they would by no means betray anything like simplicity or unfitness for their offices. So now the emperor walked under his high canopy in the midst of the procession, through the streets of his capital, and all the people standing by and those at the windows cried out, "Oh, how beautiful are the emperor's new clothes! What a magnificent train there is to be on the mantle, and how graceful the scarf hangs! In short, no one would allow that he could not see these much admired clothes, because in doing so he would have declared himself either a simpleton or an unfit for his office. Certainly none of the emperor's various suits had ever made such a great impression as these invisible ones. "But the emperor has nothing on at all," said a child. "Listen to the voice of innocence," exclaimed his father, and what the child had said was whispered from one to another. "But he has nothing on at all, at last," cried all the people. The emperor was vexed, for he knew that the people were right, but he thought the procession must go on, and now so, and the lords and the bedchambers looked great with took great pains, more than ever, to appear to be holding up a train, although in reality there was no train to be held. Nothing. The the emperor was wearing nothing, and yet everyone agreed that it was something spectacular. All right, hey, that was story time with TV Grandpa. That brings us to the Daily Bread portion of the program. And the Daily Bread portion of the program is brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. The Bible with Briscoe 2024 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2024 will be Numbers 20 through 22 and Mark 7 1 through 13. Don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2024 for your daily reading of the Bible. Help My Unbelief is the devotion in the Daily Bread portion of the program today, and we are going to be covering scriptures and insights Mark 9 14 through 24. So here we go. Mark 9 14 through 24. Jesus heals a boy possessed by an impure spirit. When they came to the other disciples, they saw a large crowd around him and the teachers of the law arguing with them. And as soon as the people saw Jesus, they were overwhelmed with wonder and they ran to greet him. What are you arguing with them about? He asked. The man in the crowd answered, Teacher, I brought you my son, who is possessed by a spirit that has robbed him of speech. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He forms he foams at the mouth, gnashing his teeth and becoming rigid. I asked your disciples to drive out the spirit, but they could not. You unbelieving generation, Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring me the boy. So they brought him to him, and when the spirit saw Jesus, it immediately threw the boy into a convulsion, and he fell to the ground, and he rolled around, foaming at the mouth. And Jesus asked the boy's father, how long has he been like this? From childhood, he answered, and it has often thrown him into the fire or water to kill him. But if you can do something, take pity on us and help us. If you can, said Jesus, everything is possible for one who believes. Immediately, the boy's father exclaimed, I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. And Jesus removed the spirit from the boy immediately. So that was Mark 9:14 through 24, which concludes the Bible with the Daily Bread portion of the program that was brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. All right, hey, that's it. That's all. That's the Shin Show in a nutshell. We're going to check on out for today. So God bless you all. Go check you tomorrow. See ya. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Ba-do-do-do. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Bye bye. We'll see you tomorrow.